What if hiring could be easier, more streamlined, and less time-consuming? So even when you're busy, you could still be smart about the way that you hire. With ZipRecruiter, you could post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just one click. So you can rest easy knowing your job is being seen by all the right candidates. Then, ZipRecruiter puts its smart matching technology to work, actively notifying qualified candidates about your job within minutes of posting, so you receive the best possible matches. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other hiring sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on the right candidates finding you, it finds them. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by growing businesses of all sizes and industries to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And now, my listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/J&J. J-A-N-D-J. That's ZipRecruiter.com/J-A-N-D-J. One more time to try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/J&J.
Support for Jalen and Jacoby comes from Blue Apron. Blue Apron delivers farm-fresh, perfectly portioned ingredients and step-by-step recipes so you can make incredible meals at home. Rediscover how fun cooking can be while reducing food waste and supporting sustainable farms and fisheries. Visit blueapron.com/Jalen to get $30 off your first order with free shipping.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head the day. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me your boom, boom, boom.
He is Jalen Rose.
What up, Doug?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in, center stage on the mic.
And we putting it on wax. It's the new style.
Let's just give the people what they want.
Got to give the people time. Give people what they want.
Oh, Reg, little late. You forgot how the open goes, Reg? Reg giving us some excuses from the control room right now. Setting up for our guests, he says. We have some very special guests coming on later in the show. But there are no more important voices to hear on this program than the voices of you, our listeners, and our television watchers. Don't forget, if you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave a voicemail for the show. Ladies!
Hey, ladies!
Don't forget to call us and leave voicemails. Tomorrow is Wednesday, our last show of the week, as we'll be taking a brief respite to spend time with our families during the Thanksgiving holiday.
But
ladies, make sure that you call and leave us voicemails for tomorrow, Women Crush Wednesday, where we celebrate women every single Wednesday, every single week. Right now, we're taking callers from anyone. That is 985-80-JALEN. You can call and leave us a voicemail, and we will play it on the show just like this.
Is it weird to eat top ramen with a spoon? Honestly, I need to know this, guys. Shout out Red, shout out staff. I'm going to remain anonymous on this one. I've been eating top ramen with a spoon since I was in diapers. That's the way I've always eaten it, even though everybody else around me always uses a fork, or some of my Asian friends use chopsticks and a broth spoon, which I've been trying to do lately. But seriously, I use a spoon. Everybody always gives me that look every time. They always ask me the same question. You don't use a fork? No, I don't use a fork because it is soup. You eat soup with a spoon. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I would love to hear y'all guys' thoughts. Whoever's on the show today. Keep giving the people what they want. I am a person.
Hold on, hit the brakes. Was that a shot at me? Whoever's on the show today? I decided to take 1 or 2 days off and it's like that?
Perhaps this person follows Jalen and Jacoby on Twitter and saw that we were having some special guests later on today.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
let's rank this call, if that's okay. And what I mean is, boss move chopsticks, number one.
Yeah, just things. I found a spot that I like. Ramen is overrated, first of all. Like, I'm talking about the expensive ramen restaurants. You know what I mean? What's definitely not overrated is the noodle packages, the top ramen that we all eat. But if you get the real ramen, it tastes kind of funky. The meat in there is always really fatty. Like, I haven't had really good ramen, and ramen's like a trend right now. But I found a spot that has a very simple, spicy ramen. And you know how do I eat it, Jalen Rose? Just like he said, chopsticks and a spoon. Chopsticks in a spoon. That's how you eat it.
Well, you sound like the individual that started off drinking Mad Dog 2020, got a corporate job, and now you're drinking Louis XIII.
No. What I'm trying to explain to you is I understand that there are high-end ramen restaurants, and I have tried them trying to get myself into it, and it hasn't stuck. So, but I did find a nice middle-of-the-road, not top ramen, 33 cents, three for $1 packages.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But it's basically the same type of noodles, but they put a little spice in the broth, and they put little chives or whatever, green onions in there and stuff, and just a little spice. So that being said, they give at this place they give me metal chopsticks, which I really enjoy, and a spoon. Fork only. I've got a confession to make. Growing up, I would strain the water out and just eat the noodles, not even as a soup. Just eat them dry noodles like that, and then I would use a fork.
It wasn't the best broth, especially if you got it from the gas station.
No. And then we got the spoon, though. The noodles slide off the spoon, or the noodles hang on each side of the spoon, and you got to slurp that up. One thing I do love about eating Asian-style soups is for whatever reason in that culture, you're okay to slurp. And I enjoy slurping. So I could see a world where he eats with the fork and also slurps. Here's another thing is I just want to talk about Reg for a second, because we always talk about where he puts these calls in the podcast. And, like, when we stack the television show on days like this, we don't have a radio show, we always go with the most important topics first. And Reggie just wants to come out the gate with hot ramen talk. You know what I mean? He wants our ramen utensil takes. He thinks that's the most important thing on the show.
That's what good producers do. People don't want to hear us talking about Ezekiel Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys every other segment.
Let's listen to the next voicemail, and keep in mind that Reggie has decided that these are the most important things that we should talk about today.
What up, Jalen Jacoby? This is Nate, hailing from CT. Shout out to 860. I need your help settling a little office dispute for me. So I had a potluck lunch the other day with some coworkers, and we got into this argument about if a fish can be considered wet in water. So half the room was saying that wet is a relative term, and that a fish cannot be wet when it lives in water. And the other half said that a fish is wet because you're in water. So is a fish wet in water? Some people think when you jump out of the water as a fish, that few seconds in the air, then you can be considered wet, but that otherwise it's relative. I don't know. Let me know what you think so I can let my team know. All right, shout out, keep getting checks, just get the people what they want.
Thank you for the call, Nate. What up, Doe? CT, the 860.
You know we love the 860 on this program.
What we really love is that it seems like at work, you guys are listening to our program, or at least have us in mind. But more importantly, you guys got a lot of time on your hand at work to be having this debate.
Did this one, how long could this possibly last? It sounds, you get the button ready. It sounds medicinal.
Yep, medicinal.
No question about it.
That sounds.
No doubt. Maybe they were calling from a shop. We don't know.
It sounds like those, like in between bong rips, just be like, is a fish wet when it's in water?
You know?
I don't know, man. It might be.
So a couple of things.
Yep, medicinal.
If a fish falls on the ground, there's going to be water. If you touch a fish, it's going to be wet. So to me, the answer is yes.
Wait. If a fish falls on the ground,
there's going to be water.
Yeah, because the fish is wet when it's in the water. So
Correct.
You're saying that if the fish takes water with it when you remove it from the water, then therefore it must be wet when it is in the water.
Boom.
I hope that's about how long the debate was around the office at the potluck. I'm much more concerned about who brought what was good, why I even did a potluck at the office in the first place. And one thing I'm not doing is cooking for work people. You know what I mean? That's something you do. You'll make the lemon pepper wings or whatever and bring in stuff. Like, if I'm cooking...
I'm from the Midwest.
I'm cooking
That's
for
how we
people
do.
that have my last name.
You from the East Coast.
You're either invited over to my house or you have my last name, or else I'm not cooking for you.
You guys are hit or miss. I got so many people that I love that are from the East Coast. But you guys are hit or miss. Midwest, that's what we do. We cook for people that we got love for.
Okay. Well, like I said, if I invite you to my home, I'll cook for you. If you have my last name, I'll cook for you.
Maybe this conversation started talking about what type of fish do you like to eat. What's your favorite? I like whitefish, sea bass.
You know what I don't love those high-end fish as much as everybody else does. Like the mahi-mahis or the swordfishes, like the expensive stuff. I like a halibut. You know what I mean? That's like a nice, normal, like small fillet of a white fish, preferably blackened with some Cajun seasoning.
Love blackened. Salmon was always the fallback, but really sea bass is the one.
Yeah. And you know, I also really enjoy a branzino. It's a white fish. It also often comes bone in. solid fish. Again, these are the things that Reggie has decided are the most important things for our audience to hear when they click on this. So Kyrie Irving scores 47 points. We've got some big guests on the show, but Reggie decided that this is how we're going to start the show. And I keep saying this to see if he actually edits it and puts it at the end where it belongs.
What type of fish is bone-in?
Branzino.
Said as a gentleman that has 3 kids.
Let's listen to the next voicemail.
What up, Jalen and Jacoby? Shout out Reg, Harlan, Matthias, Big Crown, all the co-producers. This is Mike from New Jersey. Got a few quick things. First thing, Jacoby, please don't drink anything named Jalen Juice. Don't get fired on that one. Second thing, I got a question. If you took everything out from LeVar Ball in regards to Lonzo Ball, would Lonzo still be the number 1 pick? What I mean is, if LeVar wasn't so outspoken, and we just judged Lonzo based off his play, would he still be such a high draft pick? Anyways, guys, shout out. I think I just said Lonzo was the number 1 pick. He wasn't. Just correct me on the show. Thanks, guys.
He knows that getting facts right isn't our thing in the studio, you know?
First off, hit the brakes.
Okay.
Let's talk about Jalen Juice. Okay. First off, I didn't make it up.
No, I know. But that doesn't mean you can't take credit for it. I take credit for stuff I didn't make up all the time.
I didn't make it up. It's just I'm here to educate the masses at things that I do that I feel like give me an edge. There are certain people that don't realize that they're addicted to caffeine until you realize you're drinking coffee every day, you're drinking espresso every day. There are also people that take performance enhancers and Viagras and things like that. I don't take anything except vitamin C. But what I do take, get out a pen and paper. I'm going to tell you, it works. I'm telling you. Covers all of the bases. You know, I ain't going to get a Frank Thomas commercial for this, but it works for that too. You like tea?
I'm drinking tea right now.
Okay, good.
English breakfast.
So
a little bit of almond milk.
Started with the hot water.
Okay.
Hot water. Okay. Throw a little lemon in there.
You told us how to do this before.
I'm just saying, he act like he didn't get it, so I got to break it back down. Hot water, lemon, ginger, cayenne, and a little raw honey. You don't want to get the too sweet honey. You're not
I
trying.
don't like honey like that.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't even. Some people are going to think. First off, it's not going to taste great. So don't think that you're going to drink it and be like, oh, this is the best tasting thing I've ever had in my life.
Not a milkshake.
No doubt about it. But judge the results. You're going to have more energy.
Are we talking like 2 ounces of liquid or like 4, 8? Like, you never really discuss the ratio of each thing. You just eyeball it?
Like a normal cup of tea.
Oh, like 6 ounces.
Yeah, like a normal cup of tea, a mug of tea or
I like
larger.
to do like a shot.
No, not a shot. No. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. I forgot one thing.
I don't know how you had to write down and then read back the ingredients to this thing. Which
Apple cider vinegar.
I've memorized at this point. We have all the ingredients. We're just waiting for kind of a slow day where we can actually do the actual.
So here's the ingredients: apple cider vinegar, lemon, ginger, cayenne, and if you want it to be a little sweet, throw a little raw honey in there.
And you know what? I'm not going to address the fact that Jalen Juice could have certain connotations that I understand that certain people could take a certain way, but that does. If it's not on my mind, then I'm not worried about it. But one thing I will say is I do kind of regret having my Instagram handle be Jacoby Juice. You know, I was just trying to at the moment when you're like I'm in a car, like I'm not spending a lot of time, not like in a laptop, but I'm in a lot of time. Like, oh, let me get on IG, and I was like, let me think of something that'll work, and I had Jacoby Juice as an email once upon a time, and I guess that's just where it is now. And there's dudes in my neighborhood that be like Jacoby Juice when I walk by with my kids.
I'll give you a real email if you want.
It's my real email is michael.jordan@gmail.com. That's exactly what it is. michael.jordan@gmail.com. Hit me up. And pro tip. See, this is more important than the what kind of fish do you like, or is a fish wet, or how do you make whatever Jalen Juice is. This is a pro tip right here. When you send an email to a group of people, always funny to put in the CC line. I always put like Barack.Obama@gmail. You know what I mean? Oprah at Own Network or whatever. Especially if you're inviting people to a party, always a good. It's like a well done pizza. It'll always get you a laugh. It'll always get you some good replies. It's always a good joke.
It's cultural, that part.
What is?
The whole last paragraph.
What do you mean? You don't think that's
so
funny?
You gonna put Barack Obama in a mention and think he was gonna come to the party?
If I'm having a barbecue or something, I'll just joke. I'll put in I'll BCC everybody, so no one gets each other's email address. They don't know who's coming or whatever. And then I'll only put like Bill Murray at somethingproductions.com, and then Barack Obama, Oprah, and and a couple joke ones.
When you get a chance, ask any of them did they laugh when they saw it. I think you're just entertaining yourself.
Yeah, I'm not here for anybody else's entertainment.
I see. You want a magazine in the bathroom?
No. That's twice for you today.
You threw a lob.
That's twice for you today.
You threw a lob.
First one didn't land. Let's listen to another voicemail.
Is Chandler Parsons for real?
No.
Hey girl, have you done something new with your scales? Using new moisturizer? Nice. It really brings out the hazel in your eyes. Oh, hold on. Are you using whitening strips too? Your fangs look good, girl. Really good.
A really charming snake charmer? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Wait, what? Have you been doing Pilates too?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Jalen, we don't have guests on this show.
We don't. Strict VIP.
So we have some legends in the building if you see some other people on the screen with us. Joined by Fabolous and Jadakiss. Thank you both so much for coming through. It means a lot to us.
Freddie and Jason.
Jalen and Jacoby.
Yes, indeed.
Right. And we got the Black Friday release of the Freddie vs. Jason mixtape. We're all very excited for it.
It's actually called Friday on Elm Street due to some licensing issues.
I understand.
Yeah.
You're like, how much? Okay, yeah. We'll change the name. We'll change the name.
No problem.
Yeah. No problem at all. Last night, Kyrie Irving, who has been on fire, absolutely scorched the Mavs. He had 47 points on 22 shots, doing it in all different ways. Here you see him weaving through the lane, getting Dirk, who didn't even jump, trying to contest that. JJ Barea going right past him. Ultimately, the Celtics won in overtime and extended their streak to 16 games. After the game, Danny Ainge tweeted this about Kyrie's performance. Maybe the world is flat at Kyrie Irving's Celtic world. So, Fab, my question is for you. Kyrie Irving said the world was flat, and we all kind of laughed at him for it. And now Danny Ainge is kind of rolling with it because he's playing so well. Would you support Jada if he said the world was flat?
Yeah, if he was playing well, if he was rapping, well, you got to support whatever. Sometimes, too, you got to support whatever kind of mind state is getting people to play at or perform at their highest level. So I would definitely, support my brother, support kids, support anybody who's in my circle to perform well. You know what I'm saying? Just to give them that reassurance that you support them and you behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Next, we have this. There's been a lot of talk about medicinal marijuana use in the National Basketball Association.
Cultural.
First, we had David Stern saying that he supported actually it being legalized for players in the NBA. Karl Anthony Towns, a rising superstar, also supported that. Jada, I saw you already gave it the thumbs up. Do you support them sort of allowing players to use medical marijuana in the league?
I support it. I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of shows. I see retired and ex-sports athletes that say the medicinal marijuana helped them more than, other meds and things that they were given. So why not? If it's being tested and right before your face and working on athletes that endured enormous amounts of pain, let them use it.
I'm rolling with you, Kiss, and I want to get your thoughts, Fab, because the opioid crisis has continued to take off. And we only had this conversation where athletes get punished for marijuana in basketball and in football. Those sports just so happen to be majority black sports. We don't have this conversation in NASCAR and tennis, in golf. So, Fab, how do you feel about it possibly being cultural and it being something that possibly can benefit the players?
I'm really 50-50. I think as for a player, it's definitely per their use and per, how it helps their situation. But I also think when you think of NBA players, how big they are as role models for kids. You know what I'm saying? So it
that's where the line gets a little like crossed a little bit with me, because I know like kids are gonna take on and do whatever their favorite players are. When you still shooting a piece of trash in the garbage can saying Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So everything that they do is influential to them. So I don't know if a 12-year-old should look to a basketball player or athlete and see them smoking weed, and you know what I mean. So, but I do feel that's why I'm on the fence with it. Like I
don't think they would be. It's not posted up on the gram or in the club. This is the same way they get treatment. Then there should be some type of violation. But this is the same as getting a treatment. The same as them getting treatments and going to take all kind of shots and do all whatever. This is that. That's in the locker room and at the facilities and all that.
All right, so behind the scenes is really the conversation. If they definitely
because it wouldn't be for them to promote it. They're still role models, like you say. They can't just be on Front Street just.
It seems like they're trying to sneak it in the back door, kind of like, oh, I need the creams and the CBD oils. It's going to be really good for my joints. Yeah. But then once you get past that, I think a lot of them are just going to be getting high. You know what I mean? I'm sure the three of you have never seen an NBA athlete smoke marijuana before,
no,
right?
Athletes would do such a thing like that.
Never come across that in your career.
I've heard the myth.
It's like a chupacabra.
I don't recall.
Next, it's about to get socially awkward for Ray Allen. Now, this is complicated. I'm not going to spend the 30 seconds it'll take to describe everything that happened in this case, but Ray Allen was catfished by a man pretending to be multiple women on the internet. And then it seems like he was extorted by that person. It seems like he paid that person and had a confidentiality agreement. And now that person that catfished Ray Allen is bringing him to court saying that Ray Allen was stalking him online. It gets very messy and confusing. It sounds like there's a crazy person out there that's not Ray Allen. My question for you is this, we all are on social media. You see the ads and you see the DMs. What are some red flags when you see something in there?
Everything's in red flag.
Everything. I can't even gauge what and where. It's a messy game and on DM Avenue, and unfortunately, people are gonna get caught up and continue to get caught up because there's no way to gauge. You're talking to somebody that you completely don't know in most cases of that. So you don't know what kind of person it is. You don't know what their motive is. You know what I mean? All you can see is this picture. If it looks nice,
still might not be there.
Right. Yeah. And that goes down to why you being like you could get catfish, because it might not even be their picture. You're having a broad conversation about whatever y'all are talking about with somebody who might not even be them. So there's no safety net on the net.
How do you think Ray Allen explains this to the people around him?
So it's levels to this. The number one reason why he got in trouble is because he's married. Mm-hmm. So that's what made him pray.
That's what started the whole
That's a tough conversation.
That started the whole
right?
So anybody else was like,
he doesn't need to pay. You don't need to pay anybody.
Correct. And the second thing is if you have something to lose, money, fame, your reputation, those are the people they're going after. So that then those are the people that turn around and pay them off for their confidence.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to thank both you guys for coming on the show with Jalen, but this isn't the first time that you guys have done a little production with Jalen before.
Oh, I thought you was going to say this was the first time Ray Allen got
Probably not, let's be honest.
Well, it's not. He got caught sliding in the DMs and sent it out to the public before.
Oh, that is right.
This is true.
Ray needs to get back in the league. He needs to get back in the gym.
He got too much idle time on the can right now. Somebody got to sign Ray right now.
He's used to taking 1,000 shots a day. Right. You know what I mean? He's just taking different kinds of shots. Exactly. But you guys have worked with Jalen before. Jalen's actually appeared in a video of each of yours. And my question is for you, Jalen. When you look at these appearances, here you are in the barbershop getting the famous hairline done. And in this next one,
trade it off.
You can know what year that is because you've got the quadruple XL.
Jalen has had a sharp hairline since Michigan days. Like, you know what I mean? That's part of his, you know what I mean? He don't get enough credit for that. I just want to know.
He gives himself plenty of credit for that. We talk about it every day on the show. Yeah, he leads with that. He's like, I don't got the ring, but I got the hairline.
He didn't pay attention to black people's hair until we started becoming brothers.
No, I didn't even care about hairlines. Like Beijing, like we got one Beijing. That's a city. Beijing's a city.
Not at all. He didn't know about the topics or none of that.
The black farmers look at my hairline, they're confused. They're just like, go away. We're done. We're done. Just go. It's fine.
Bars!
Bars.
You know what I like more than music,
We
Jacoby.
are joined by Fabolous and Jada. What do they have, Jalen Rose?
Bars! 20 years worth. Get out the pen and pad, youngsters.
That's a lot of
Where do I
bars.
like to hang out, Jalen?
Bars!
So you are dropping Friday on Elm Street. This Friday, Black Friday. What can fans look forward to with this project?
Good hip hop, some New York City authentic, great hip hop from two of the architects of New York City hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good point. I associate the two of you so much with New York City, and after beating the Knicks, LeBron James posted this on Instagram, a picture of himself standing on a Knicks logo saying, "You're welcome, King of New York." Jada, what do you think about LeBron trolling the Knicks?
I thought that was good for sports, good for basketball culture, good for good press, good internet. You know what I mean? I didn't take it to heart.
People was taking it to heart.
People was putting up their life on. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was that serious.
LeBron death threats.
He had a good game, and he let you know about it as he was supposed to.
Okay.
And it's the Knicks' fault because they had that game.
Definitely.
They did have that game. They was up 20+. They let him come back and put the smack down.
They let LeBron put that picture up and put that caption.
They made that possible.
Yeah.
And as a road team, there's nothing better than going to New York and winning.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was telling them too.
Nothing better.
That's the Garden is like every big time player has came to the Garden and want to show their stuff on. You know what I mean? Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Even Steph Curry had a signature game there. Like when you were going to the Garden, how was it different for you, Jalen?
Oh, it was Indiana and the Knicks were rivals when I played. That's the glory days of the most recent Knick history. They had Patrick Ewing and LJ and Spreewell and Allen Houston. They had John Starks.
And not only was the teams more aggressive, I feel like New York was more aggressive.
It was.
Like
Good point.
you were gonna hear it. You know what I mean? When you come into town, when you know what I mean, the fans were way more aggressive. So
the walk to from the hotel to the Garden or however you got there was a little different back then than it is now.
And nothing was better than
LeBron and them took the train.
How about that? That wouldn't have happened. I was not getting on the train with Reggie and Mark Jackson, and he from there. No, not gonna be able to do it. That wasn't happening.
I was on that train ride.
I was wondering about the Metro card. Like some guy had to get a $60 Metro card, let everybody go through. You know, it was just like logistically difficult.
That would have been the worst train ride you would have ever had in the 90s, man.
No doubt. So being New York City pioneers and seeing athletes out and about on the scene, champagning and campaigning, who's some of you guys' favorite New York City athletes?
Recent or?
Whatever you
all
want.
time.
Yeah.
Joe Namath, Derek Jeter.
They could be from New York.
Yeah,
they don't have to play
captain.
there.
I would say, of course, the captain, Derek Jeter.
Jeter always was a class act.
All of them Knicks from back then, from Ewing, Mason.
Ewing. They cool dudes,
Oakley,
Mason.
Strickland.
All of them old guys, you know, all of the vintage NBA
some
Knick
of the younger
players.
guys now, Odell.
You never see them out.
Yeah,
right?
I see them.
Oh, you do? Oh, you think Odell goes out? Oh, you think he goes out?
Not right now.
He's rehabilitating right now.
Let's get it back right.
Well, both of you guys are wearing watches. I'm sure you've seen a lot of fancy timepieces, but we featured Jada on this program because you created the greatest clock or watch in the history of this human species.
That's classic, right?
You have the 1 through 12 Jordans on the wall.
I didn't create that. I just seen it. I seen it on the net on a couple of sites.
I saw it too.
Oh, take credit.
Anybody who sees that, if you're a sneaker dude, you want that in your crib. You want that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because it takes 12 pairs of sneakers to make that, right, Jada?
Yeah.
Which means you got another foot to build a second one somewhere, like this studio.
Oh, you want me to? I thought I was donating the bus. Y'all want me to donate?
I'd rather have a bus. No, we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it. I'm just saying you got because you had to buy 12 pairs, then use one foot.
What you didn't see on that picture is I took them to Home Depot and got them shrink wrapped with the clear plastic, so they still wearable.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
And also they don't turn all yellow because you're gonna have that for a few years.
They gonna.
And you have some friends over. They want to touch them and
I'll
stuff.
send them. It's all
no,
good.
we're good. We're good. We don't
I got
have
doubles and triples.
Jalen only lets certain stuff in the studio walls. He cares so much more about the studio walls than he cares about the show. It's kind of embarrassing.
Walls are amazing in here.
That's classic. He cares about.
Immortals.
Well, you know, Immortal's important to Jalen and also sort of like legacy. You know, and there's one thing that we've already pitched this to you, Fab, when we saw you in New York, that's very important to Jalen, and that's what about the Barclays Center, Jalen?
I'm disappointed when I go to New York City and watch the Nets play and see a statue outside of Captain America.
They moved it since then, but they had one there at one point.
There need to be a statue of the Notorious Big outside of that arena.
Definitely needs a Biggie. Just in Brooklyn alone, like Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Like you got to highlight the strength of Brooklyn with our heroes. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think that Captain America represents the Brooklyn Borough?
When I say heroes, I mean like real heroes, like not Captain America hero. You know what I mean? Captain America didn't come save me when people was trying to like take my lunch money, or like Captain America wasn't around. You know what I mean? I might have listened to some Biggie and then knew what to do when they got so.
Give me the look. Give me the look.
One thing I have to ask you about, because we talk about the Knicks and we talk about Biggie, do you think that story is true?
The Knicks and Biggie?
Yeah.
One of those 6'5" players?
Yeah, story to tell.
I believe
I think it should be. I think it's some truth to that story. He might have just to protect individuals and himself. He might have switched it around a little bit, but I definitely think it's some truth.
Let me see. Athletes and entertainers sleeping with the same women. That wouldn't happen, would it?
All right, now you know it's a television day. We have no radio show today, but we're always going to give you exclusive content on our podcast, leave you with a dope pod to step to. Jalen?
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't want you to ask this one on the television show. Because the executives can see the television show. The executives aren't listening 50 minutes into the podcast, so this is just for our listeners. It's just us here.
I wanted to ask this question on TV, now I can ask it on the podcast. So, on this program, there will be zero LeVar Ball slander as far as I'm concerned.
I will slander LeVar Ball all the time.
Just because I appreciate the fact that he's an entrepreneur. And he's like Bundini Brown was for Muhammad Ali as Lonzo. To me, he's his hype man. You never seen Lonzo say anything. His dad's doing all the talking. He's counting the bread. He's trying to build a brand. And all of a sudden, he has number 45 tweeting at him, the guy that holds the most powerful office in the United States of America. And he felt like he took it some sort of way that LeVar didn't apologize for his role in getting the 3 UCLA players out of their theft in China. So I just want to get you guys to chime in on your thoughts on how LeVar is for public consumption, the athletes and the theft of the UCLA players, and our current president in the landscape of what we hope to get accomplished in 2017.
I think LeVar is doing an excellent job. Whenever you talk about him, whenever his name comes out your mouth, whenever he pops up on any show or things of that nature, he's doing his job. He got Trump to talk about him. He's doing his job. He's building that brand. And like Jalen said, Lonzo never says anything. So he's not hurting himself at all. His dad is his dad. He can say anything. At the same time, he's working on building that baller brand. As far as the president saying he should have left them over there to stay in jail or, whatever to that nature, I think it's just ridiculous. For the president to even be intertwined, I gave him a pat on the back for so-called getting them out of there and getting them back home. I thought that's probably one of the best things he did since he been in office. For me, right. I was shocked when they said Trump got the boys back. So, but I just think it's foolishness on his behalf, and with LeVar, of course, you're not going to agree with anybody who obtains success. Is always going to have some haters and some people who disagree how they're forming love, building their brand, and that's just what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's building his brand and building a brand for his family, but most importantly, I think that he's not just a dad, but a black dad supporting his 3 sons, and in a world where it's more against them than for them. So he's trying to push them. It might even be motivation for his kids. It might even be motivation for other dads, like somebody to take it and maybe not do it the same exact way he's doing it. Maybe this is just his way of doing it. And I think he's pushing them forward. He's pushing Lonzo at the same time. Like you said, you haven't heard him say anything, but you don't hear much from Lonzo. And sometimes when he does talk, he might say the wrong thing. So, it's better that his dad can be his spokesman, his hype man, his manager, his voice, because it also put a lot of attention on to Lonzo as well. I don't think he's answered up yet to all of this attention, but it's definitely got you looking at him. It's definitely got the Lakers making him kind of the king on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? And like he's a focus point of the Los Angeles Lakers, who is a big franchise. So his LeVar Ball supporters put it there. For as far as Trump, man, Trump is just Trump handles things and not as a president would. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he handles he's a regular guy. York, so we've heard of Trump and seen Trump's actions. A lot of the country, Trump is brand new, or just know him from social media or
real estate,
his real estate things, or even not even reality show. He's
that show on Apprentice,
so they know him from that. But while he was that, he always was somebody who you could gain from his personality. Now, his personality doesn't match being a president to me. So when he does all of these kind of things, it just shows you that. It just shows you, like, this is not the guy. A politician, people always hated politicians for being kind of conformed and being a politician, but there's certain reasons to that. Because now you got somebody who was never a politician, and now this is the person you got, and he's not the good face for the job that he's in. And I just think that overall, besides this LeVar situation, everything that he does is tasteless to me. Like he don't know how to address it the right way.
I have a very simple question that a lot of people have had. Why did this project take so long to come together?
Couple different reasons, truthfully.
It didn't take that long, though. When you
it's just everybody in the microwave.
We're excited about it. We're excited. I think people are hyped about it.
You can't say things before now like you could before. You could say things like, "Yo, this thing's coming at Christmas." People will be mad if you say something that's coming at Christmas now. They don't want to wait a month. They want you to say it's coming and it's there tomorrow.
Want it now.
Everybody is in that, even down to myself. Like, I want something, I want it instantly. I don't want it to take too long. You know what I mean? So I hate buying furniture, because when you go furniture shopping, it always takes 3 months and 4 months. What am I supposed to do? Have no couch? All right, I like this couch. Now I got to wait 4 months for the couch to come? So everybody's in that mind state, and technology and phones is all programmed for you to have everything instantly. You know what I'm saying? So I think us saying the project was coming was probably a bad idea in this era, but we also come from an era where it was anticipation. It was people couldn't wait to, you know what I mean? They locked this date in and be like, yo, but now there's no more of that. So
you used to go buy the CD on Tuesday.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Look forward to that. You open the CD, read the credits while
no question.
It was a different time, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to adapt to that and probably cut down the anticipation time.
How have you two adjusted to the sort of the changing financial structure of the music industry? Because we're in an industry that's also changing the way the business is done as well. You guys have been in it for a long time.
Definitely in the golden era, the budgets were bigger. They was throwing more money around, you know what I mean, just to throw it around wherever it was at. And
which also probably led to this era of the
microwave,
shrinking,
because they trying to get their money back quick. So they started the microwave era with whatever we can get our money back the quickest on, that's what we gonna go with. But right now it's the same. It's still a lot of outlets that make money, you know, merch, touring, side businesses.
Streaming, you get money from streaming.
Yeah, it's still.
And now because of social and people seeing deeper than just your music, so you can do other things that, you know, other businesses, you can, you know, Kiss has Juices for Life. I have different, you know, ventures that I do. So it's a lot of things you could do just off of your brand itself, you know what I mean?
And that's where I wanted to go, because there are so many young people, like Biggie said, either you sling crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. In our community, to feel like this is our way out, through sports, through entertainment, through rap music. Can you guys just talk about the level of sacrifice that it takes to be 20 years in this game, and what it's like to continue to put out quality content, and just like the time and the energy and the passion that goes towards it that the fans and the public just never sees?
Yeah, I had to be a student.
I was just about to say that. It's like an ongoing, it's like you in college forever.
Yeah.
Once you get a
record
record
never know
deal.
too much about anything. You learn something new every day.
Constantly
And
learning.
music changes every once in a while. Music changes maybe every couple years to me. Like, it's, a sound could be, you know what I mean? I remember a time when I was coming in and New York still was the prominent force in what's the name, and then like the Little John era kind of came in and then started expanding, South music to other regions. It wasn't that Mason Dixon. Somebody put a Little John ad.
That's our producer.
So it wasn't this Mason Dixon line of where music stopped being north and south. It's just started spreading. Then the internet helped grow that as well. So like it's just about adapting, staying, keeping your ear to the street, so to say. Being a student, still learning, still like I don't know if I feel like a lot of the artists today aren't really built into being students of the game. They kind of like just chasing the success of right now.
They got their formula and that's what they running with. They don't even want all the knowledge, or they don't even care to inquire about those before them.
But I think anything in longevity, you have to be a student. I think you can learn from mistakes that other people made to help you go further along as well. You know what I'm saying?
I want to appreciate you guys both for coming through. One more plug. What's happening this Friday?
Friday on Elm Street.
Yeah, man.
Bars!
It's time for Soft Move or Boss Move. The Sixers beat the Jazz last night, but the most interesting part of the game happened right here. We have Joel Embiid blocking impressive rookie Donovan Mitchell's shot. He talks to him a little bit. Mitchell gets up, gives him a little shove, and Embiid goes down. Now, let me remind you that Mitchell weighs 209 pounds, Embiid weighs 249. Jalen, taking advantage of the flop opportunity, even when you are outweighing somebody by 40 pounds. Soft move or boss move?
Boss move.
Come on now. Getting a tech on a rookie for that.
It's one of those things, again. He can't be one of my guys anymore because he's mainstream. But I've told you guys this. I've been on the University of Kansas campus when he was in college. Bill Self told me that Joel Embiid was going to be the greatest player that he ever coached. I was like, you ever coached? He's like, yeah. And so the thing I appreciate about him, big personality, terrific talent, but when you look at his body and how he moves, it's like limber and like old school.
But let's talk about his body and how he moves when he gets pushed by a tiny person and then just falls over like he got hit by Ray Lewis coming unblocked from the outside.
Who made up the word flop opportunity?
I did.
So you know it's a boss move to you.
It's not a boss move.
I know.
It's not.
So then that word can't be a part of the lexicon then.
No. Yes, it can, because I decided it can. Those are the things that I decided.
What's the reason for having soldiers if you can't use them?
Can we move on?
I'm Rico. This is what I do.
You're the best. New York Times reporter Chris Buckley tweeted out this photo of a Chinese knockoff Jordans. But look at the logo. They really took a crack at improving the logo on Jordan. Soft move or very soft move, putting a butt crack on the Jordan logo in some knockoffs.
That's a soft move. And a couple of things. And you know we support power couples on this show. There was a time when His Airness was going through his whole divorce proceedings, and I actually used the joke like, man, that's messed up. You're going to have his ex-wife with the left hand with the junk woman in the purse. So now I see this. It kind of reminds me of that thought back then. But there's no such thing as knocking off Michael Air Jeffrey
Whose idea
Jordan.
was that? Who was like, let's improve the Jordan logo.
Audrey.
Let's just make him look like he's a red naked person.
There he is, me. Shout, Nico. Appreciate the love for JRLA.
Next, we have this. Fox 5 in New York was doing a piece about scaffolding on the sidewalk, right? And what they're doing is they're just talking to locals about how they feel about scaffolding and how they evaluate scaffolding. And one of the people that they discussed about this, you might recognize. Let's take a look.
Thompson says he looks up curious, but still quickly walks underneath.
I usually observe if the piping and stuff is new, or if sometimes, something looks like it's been there a while. I kind of try to avoid that.
If the piping look new,
it's just like, when I walk around and I see some scaffolding, before I go underneath it, I just evaluate it, see if it's rusty, see if the screws are tightened.
You hear that? Telephone ringing.
Oh no! What's happening? Is it
Clay?
Is it
telephone?
Is it
It's Adam Silver.
Commissioner,
I would like to inform you that I saw your interview in New York City.
Oh, you like that scaffolding?
I'm actually here, too, and I saw it on the local news.
What happened?
That's a failed test.
Oh, that's a failed test?
No question
but
about it.
I was just giving people they want. You know what I mean? I was walking the streets. They want to know how I felt about scaffolding. And I just stopped to give an interview.
Out walking in New York by ourselves, Scully on. We've been doing this program for 6 years. Mm-hmm. And for those that have truly been a part of our family for this period of time, you know one thing. We don't just have guests.
We don't have everybody come through that comes through.
When people come on this program, it's like, bruh, man, coming through the window when you watching Martin. Mm-hmm. It's family. And we were fortunate today to have two of the giants that spit bars.
I've spent so many hours listening to them talk, probably more than you.
Consistent flows, reinventing themselves, originality, showmanship. And to have Fab and Kiss both appear at the same time like Freddie and Jason, oh man, I can't wait till the album come out.
We really appreciate them. And if you enjoyed their appearance, tweet at them.
Right now, pull out your phone. Shout out. Tweet Jadakiss. Tweet Fabolous. Let them know you appreciated them on this program and go support their project.
Make sure you cop that on Friday after Thanksgiving.
And I can't leave this out. Big shout out to my brother Styles P. Shout out. What up, though, to Sheik Luciano? Shout out. Drop a bomb like Charlemagne for DJ Clue. This is what we do.
Jalen and Jacoby. We'll be back tomorrow.
Computer, execute 12.4p operation.
Optimizing algorithm. Running encryption packet alpha. Night. Oh, I don't feel so good.
What is it, computer?
Is it hot in here? It feels hot in here. I feel a little clammy. I should lie down or something.
A computer with a virus? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Those oysters Rockefeller were a mistake.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.